Oh, you know what I forgot to do? It's okay, you can leave it going. Normally I take my iPad and I go around outside, get a few things. So if you want to leave that going and do a couple things like that with the iPad, you can do that too. Okay? So I want to thank you all for showing up for a meeting of the Santa Barbara Real Estate Investor Association. This is our last evening meeting. We're going to be meeting from now on Saturdays from 1 to 4, same room. That'll give us a little bit more time to network before the meeting and a little bit more time after the meeting. We decided specifically not to go to 9 o'clock in the morning because it's really tough to drink wine at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Speak for yourself.
Right. Yeah, the worst part is I quit drinking just when we started serving the wine. Horrible. I wanted to be able to come in here and say, I'm drinking on the job, but too late now. So, we have the main website, Santa Barbara SBREIA, or the short version of that. And I'd like to also say we've got the YouTube, everything that we do here. Michael, my son, yay, Michael is back there. He's doing the videos, and we get all this stuff up on YouTube. And we do have Lori here, and she did some training through Lindsay Jean. I don't know if you were here when Lindsay Jean was, not sure if you were or not, but in any case, she got on YouTube, she found one of our past speakers, got that information, went out and did her training with that, and so that just goes to show you that the YouTube information is helpful. People are using it. I want to thank you for sharing that, because it'd be a shame to have all that hard work go to waste, right? So we've got the YouTube information, meetup.com has been great in the past. People were using it. It drove business to us, but I noticed that people aren't really using it so much anymore. They're just coming directly to the Santa Barbara REIA website to register, which is fine. It doesn't matter. But I will say that is a way for you to meet other people. It's free. You get on there, put your information on, and look at other meetings, go to other meetings, be part of that. This is a good thing. Okay. Some of the information that we will cover here, we got through our registration, networking, our wine and food, and we've still got some food and wine left over, which is good. We'll cover disclosures, rent-ready properties, personal development, personal power project, and then we're going to go into our vendors that we've got here tonight, and they'll come up each for about 5 minutes and discuss the different services that they have to offer. Okay. And then after that, we'll get into William. We'll talk about community buying group, and that is these guys over here have a lot of good products and services that they're going to give you free of charge to get access to them. It won't be anything that you have to pay for because the REIA is paying for it. You just get an opportunity to get access to it. Okay. Then we'll have Sensei back in here. He's over there in the corner. He's out there someplace, and he's going to be our 90-minute speaker talking about analyzing the market, which is really, really important to figure out how to use the tools and things to know where to go and what to do in the markets. So he will be there. And then at the very end, hopefully we all have some free gifts and things to give away. One of the things that I give away is some paperwork out there that is either 2 hours of free real estate, computing, going green. The other thing I've got is coaching. So that is there as well. So you just choose whatever you want, sign it, take a picture of it or whatever, for record, and then we'll get back and we'll do that. We'll get you kind of introduced to some of the stuff that I do so that you can get in there deeper. What are you doing? So, let's talk a little bit about disclosures and due diligence. You probably, if you signed up here recently on the website, notice that now what I'm doing is I'm saying, as you pay, that's basically acknowledging that you've read the disclosures and that you acknowledge you are 100% responsible for your decisions. What we're providing here is some entertainment, some food, some information, and the real decisions on what you do and where you sign the contracts and where you spend the money needs to be made after you're out of here, after you've gone through a boot camp or two, and you've really done your due diligence not on the properties, but on the people. The easiest way to do that on the people is just to put in somebody's name, like Casey Hare on Google scam, and see if a bunch of spam comes up with Casey Hare. If it does, you go, I better dig in deeper. Now, if you do Dan Ringwald scam, there'll be some stuff there, but it's all about me talking about not getting scammed, so I haven't seen anything bad yet, and I won't. But that's where you need to start, and you need to dig in deep and make sure that you're doing due diligence on the people first, and then the other stuff later. You'll see information out there on the table. You can pick one of those up if you want to look at it. It's on the website too, so that's really important stuff. The reason that I mention it, and I keep mentioning it, is because people are getting ripped off in this business. And I don't mean like 1,000 or 3,000. I mean like 40, 50 to 200,000 doing things that they didn't really check out before, not thinking about it, not having the contract signed properly. Really, really sad things going on out there. So I hate to say it, I love investing, I love real estate, but it's almost like if there was anything close to dealing drugs, it's probably real estate, you know? Some of the people that you deal with, you just go, oh my God, how does this happen? So it's very important to do that due diligence. Ringwald Properties. I've got some flyers on my table back there that talk about the properties that I have. Basically, I buy properties out there and eventually find investors that want to come in. And there's a table back there for you, Brandon, if you want to grab that one. Thank you very much for showing up.
My pleasure.
So, you know, they'll come in and they'll give me maybe $20,000, it depends on the deal. And then they start getting half the rent, and they get half the profits when we sell. And we're both on the deed. You know, I don't make it work. We both go down. So, am I going to go down? No. I'm not going to waste my time and do all this work and go down. I'm going to make sure it works. That's why I'm firing property managers and I'm firing contractors and, you know, working at getting the people in there and evicting tenants when I have to make sure that it works, that we actually make some money out of this because we're partners, we're 50% partners. I'm not a property manager whose loyalty is to the commission by throwing tenants out and turning them over and making money off the repairs. You know, I got to keep the rent up and the repairs down if we're going to make it, and that's basically what I do. Okay. I'm also doing coaching. Wednesday nights at 7 o'clock is personal development. We'll get into that. And Saturdays at 1 o'clock, I'm doing real estate coaching, and so we bring people in on things like Skype, Google Hangouts, GoToMeeting. We use things like Podio for tracking all the information that we're doing. We're going out talking to for sale by owners, looking to see if we can solve their problems and if we can generate some kind of deal that works for them and works for us, even making them partners. One of the things that we've got going here in the next few years is we went through this recession with some really low interest rates to try to keep the economy going and whatnot. So we've got people that have these low interest rate loans. Why get rid of them? Why get rid of their loan? Make them a partner. So I just say, hey, if you really got to bail out of your house, how would you like to turn it into a business? I'll give you half the rent. I'll give you half the profit. I'll make sure we get people in there. Let's turn this into something that works for both of us. Why just, you know, kick them out and do a, what do you call it?
Deed in lieu?
Deed in lieu, or even not that, but a lease, not a lease. You get the property, you get your name on a deed, but you're not on a loan.
All-inclusive trust deed.
Subject to, thank you. And I've done subject tos in the past. It works, but why not have it work for the people who worked hard for the house in the first place, that already landed the loan and it's a good loan? If it's something that works, you know, you've got to do the numbers. It won't always work. And if it doesn't, and it's not going to work at all, it could turn into a short sale. So that's what we're doing with coaching. We're looking for those situations to help people out. And, you know, it can be group coaching, it can be one-on-one coaching. There's different rates on my website for that. You can go look that up. We have Sharon Morgan here. Thank you for showing up. She's part of our team and she's in there. Is there anything that you'd like to say about being on those coaching calls besides, oh my God, this software is driving me crazy, Dad's got all these programs?
No, it's really helpful. I'm learning a lot about how to scout out property and how to assess it and things like that, and then beginning to talk with the individual owners and different ways that the deal might be able to work for them, work for us. So
Kind of taking the fear factor out too. And you begin to realize that people just want a solution. You know, and if you can be honest with them and say, well, you know, I don't really know that, but I'll get back to you when I find the answer. You know, you just gotta be honest with people, let them know you'll do the best you can, and if it works for them and it works for us, then it works. Coaching, need a job, be a coach. So we've got this big problem with all these people that are out of work. Everybody's looking for a job, and they're all going, I got fired, I got laid off, you know, this is a big problem. Being a coach doesn't mean you have to be a wizard, okay? If we take a look at the personal development that I'm coaching on, we had Paul Fink here a few months back, and this guy is a wizard when it comes to personal development. I mean, he's got a degree in that in college. He's spent years doing personal development. Really good. He was here. He got his coursework. And if you were not up for the commitment that it takes, or the financial, both time, money, whatever, you can start out at a lower end, and I'm your lower end, you know. We've all got a gift that we can give. We all know something that somebody wants to know. There's always going to be somebody that knows more than us. There's always going to be somebody that knows less than us. If it was fly fishing and somebody wanted to know about fly fishing and I knew it, we're at a point where you can use the internet and you can get out there to millions of people, and out of those millions of people, you're going to have enough show up and say, hey, teach me about fly fishing because I want to know. Okay? If you want to be the best person out there to teach fly fishing, then you better have a fly fishing coach above you that you're working with all the time, so that you can learn from them and you can pass it on to somebody else. And everybody's out there working, everybody's doing something. So to think, crazy, Dan, I'm not going to be a coach, it might get to the point where that's the only thing you can do in the future because machines are doing everything else. You know, we're heading into an age of robotics where we better think seriously about what kind of jobs we're choosing to hold and do. Seriously. So in any case, personal development, if you're interested in that, that's Wednesday night. We get into Paul Fink's information, and I've talked to Paul and his staff and everything and got it cleared. We've got their products on my website, Santa Barbara website, at very reduced prices, which means if you go directly to Paul, you're going to pay a lot more. But he's willing to do that with us because we're working with him, promoting him, and eventually bringing people up to him. You can start off with me, and you can say, this is great, this works for my pocketbook, it works for my time. Or you can just go directly to Paul and say, hey, you know, I want to sign up. I've got the money, I'm going to do it. You have to make that decision. But that's an opportunity for you, okay? Let's see. So let's talk a little bit about, does anybody have any questions so far? Okay, good. Let's talk a little bit about Personal Power Project. That is another website, another business I've got going. This is all about solar and going green. And, you know, here's an example of if you keep thinking about it and you keep focusing on it, it eventually happens. I've been looking and talking to people for 5 years, and bringing people up to my house and saying, give me a quote, give me some information, teach me something. And these people are like, are you going to do anything? Are you actually going to put solar in your house? You're just going to keep driving us all crazy. Well, finally Solar City came along and said, hey, Dan, we'll give you a loan, we'll help you get this thing in place. And they did. Let's face it, you know, I didn't go bankrupt during the recession. I didn't lose a lot of properties during the recession, but I certainly picked up a lot of credit card debt to be able to stay alive. And to go out to a bank and say, would you give me a loan for solar? They just said, no way. So the city came along and said, if you've got a credit score of 700 or more, we'll put solar in your house, no money out of your pocket, you're good to go. They did. This is my first showing of production. It actually produced more than SCE than we use, so guess who's going to be writing the checks now? SCE is going to have to end up paying me eventually, but they're not going to pay a lot because of the laws. And I've got some really good links on this site that will show you every city, every state, where the good places are to have solar, where it does work, where it doesn't work, both from the sun and the legal, you know, bureaucracy that's going on. So really good information. Plus, you know, you can pick up $400 checks. I've been picking up $400 checks just about every month on referrals. They send you a check, or they'll send it off to your PayPal account, and that's an easy thing to do. Okay? So we're going to have a guy here next month on the 9th, here on Saturday, John Whitney, who's going to come in with far infrared heating panels that look like a picture that you hang on the wall. That picture on the back wall is a perfect example of a far infrared heating panel. It's no bigger than that, hangs on the wall, does a great job of heating you up, and it's very efficient. Okay? So, any questions? Okay. Keep on the schedule. I am going to have Keith or Roberta, depending on who's going to talk. And I see Roberta around the door, so it's you.
It's not.
Yeah. So you're on. Why don't you come on up here and give us a little rundown of what you got for us. Keith Bowie, REI Wealth Academy. Thank you, Keith.
No problem, thank you. Hello, I'm Keith Foley, I'm founder of REI Wealth Academy. We run it's not a REIA club, we run a Lompoc Valley Real Estate Investment Club in Lompoc. We meet the third Thursday at 6:30 every month at the Embassy Suites. This Thursday, next one's this Thursday. I do real estate investing, I do mentoring and coaching. I've been with the Dean Gracioni organization. They were here at the hotel last month before last.
How many people showed up?
100.
100. That's good.
Yeah, they were full. They were full. Did a presentation for them. He got me my start in real estate. So that's my payback. I come in and do those for free. We did here, San Luis, and one other place, I forget where we went. So we did we did Santa Barbara, Santa Maria, and San Luis is what we did. Helped some people out there. They went to the 3-day event, got them a good taste and good knowledge of real estate and stuff. We met with a couple of them tonight. But we train at our meetings. Dan has speakers come in, and we actually do training. I believe in getting the education and doing the training. So we'll come in and we'll walk you through a deal from beginning to end. The paperwork, how it developed, how it started, how it ended, who made what on the deal, and why we did the situation we did. And we want participation coming back this way. So we do a board, we put a scenario up there and said, this scenario, what would you do and why would you do it? So it's feedback. It's not just sitting in the classroom and me lecturing at you. You have to participate in our meetings. Right now we're doing a deal that we just picked up in Paso Robles. Everything I do is off market. I don't do anything on the MLS. There's too much competition, guys, on MLS. There's nothing on the market right now. Every now and then you'll get one, but for the most part you're spinning your wheels. There's just too many. You're getting, give me best and final 10 offers, and you're trying to put an offer in. It's a waste of energy to me. That's the way I teach. I find everything off market, yellow letters, bandit signs, my vehicle's wrapped, word of mouth cards. You tell everybody you know what you do. And this is what I teach. And we found a house off market in an estate. The value of the house right behind it, same square footage, sold for $239 in one day.
Wow.
We picked up this house for $60 grand.
Ooh.
Home run. It needs $40 grand in repairs. I don't even know if we're going to do an owner carry on. There's so much in it, we'll probably just flip it. But they're out there. I mean, if you go looking for them, they're out there.
That wasn't a short sale.
No, it came to us word of mouth. They just wanted out of the house. Mom got dementia. She had a couple of houses, and they said, hey, you know, it's too much for us to handle. And they had another house that was full of stuff, and we said, look, we can tell you're stressed. Here's the deal. Tell us what you want for the house, as is, where is, how is, with contents in them. We'll get rid of that burden, because I can tell you're stressing out. The guy was there for a month trying to sort this stuff out. So that's ended up $60 grand with everything that was in the house.
Good.
So everybody's going to benefit. We'll give stuff to charity. We'll help other people out. That we work in it for other people. But that's the kind of stuff we do right now. There's a lot of stuff on the market, guys. All you got to do is get out there and start letting people know that you're an investor and you're looking for stuff if that's what you're doing.
I'd like to say that Keith is helping me and Roberta on a short sale.
Yes.
So, you know, these are really good people to work with. Good education, close, local.
Yeah, we are the local ones. Any questions?
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, we've got Brandon Hawkinson is going to give us a little rundown here. Thank you so much, Brandon, for showing up.
Thank you, Dan.
Keith.
My name is Brandon Hawkinson. I'm 35 years of age. I have an 18-year-old son, Garrett. I'll be a grandpa next March.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm a purchase loan officer. I have 18 deals in escrow right now. Not one of them is a refinance. So I pride myself on pre-approving a lot more people than the average loan officer. I'm proud to say on the Central Coast Directors Financial Group, my company is the only Lenders One lender on the Central Coast. What's Lenders One? Well, Lenders One does 12% of the nation's mortgages each month, second only to Wells Fargo. Instead of our pricing being based on the 70 to 90 million a month the Directors Financial Group does, our pricing is based off the 3 to 6 billion a month that the medium to large mortgage bank network known as Lenders One. It's basically, we pool all of our production we sell to the secondary market in Wall Street to get unbeatable rates. We get a little better rates. I'm also exempt from Dodd-Frank, so I can make what I want on the deals and contribute to uncloud title or contribute towards closing costs of somebody that's buying a property. A couple things that will be especially interesting to you guys. I just had a back east bank allow me to launch California, Nevada, and I'm still working out the details. 35% down, stated income, lent to a corporation only. It's structured as a commercial loan on residential real estate. You put 35% down, it's prime plus 4 points. Prime right now is 1/4%, so it's 4.25% and 4 points. I can do stated right now on hard money, but it's going to be 12% interest only, 35% down. If you want to put 45 or 50% down, I can get you 8 to 9%. I also have a program on FHA where if someone doesn't have the down payment, we'll lend them the down payment. If they don't have the closing costs, we will lend them the closing costs. It's at 8.25%, amortized over 15 years. That's about the best little sound bites I can give you, but I remember hearing in the beginning that you guys would be talking about self-improvement and whatnot. It's a subject I'm passionate about. When I was 25, I started interviewing millionaires. I was surrounded by them. And I asked them all the same 7 questions. Most important of which was, what 3 books have you read in your life that influenced, impacted you, and made you who you are today? Well, I own all those books on audiobook. It's about a 25 gigabyte audiobook collection. And if any of you contact me, I'll give you my card and a little flyer. I'd be happy to share with you all of those audiobooks. Another question was, what 3 clubs or organizations do you recommend I join? And Senator Dennis Nolan and Carl Milberg recommended the Masons, and I've been a 32nd degree Mason for 10 years, so if there's any Masons in the room, hello. And if there's any realtors in the room, I basically work for big ego, top producing realtors and real estate companies. Second, CPAs and financial advisors is where I get my business. Nice chatting with you. I'll give you my card and a flyer and contact me anytime.
Thank you very much. Okay, so we have Cynthia Shelton and actually Tanya, thank you very much, is going to give us a quick little rundown of what they're up to. If you want to talk at all about the probably the hotels or whatever that you guys are involved in, I don't know if you're ready for that or not, but whatever it is.
I don't really have anything prepared. All right, I can just do it real quick.
Just a real quick.
Snapshot.
Sure.
Thanks a lot. Standing up there?
No. We need audits
They just don't want people
and
using it as just a
the things
flyer.
that we're putting under contract right now with the hotel.
Okay, Tanya, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi. Do I stand for that?
Here we go.
All right. Okay, my name is Tanya. I work with Cynthia Shelton. We do a couple things, so we're not real territory. But we do audits for anyone who's involved in short sales or trying to work with lenders in order to negotiate a better deal on a maybe a foreclosure or a modification or again a short sale. All right, so we're certified to do those. And the other thing is we wholesale hotels. All right, so anybody who's, and we're always looking for people who are willing to invest, so you can come in as an equity partner, you can come in as an interest only, putting in money will pay a certain amount of interest back. So we have hotels, not necessarily in this area, a lot of them are out of state. All right, so Cynthia, anything else we can tell us in
Why
a
don't you
nutshell?
explain a little bit about the audits, on how they motivate the bank to accept the price that,
Is anybody here, are you familiar with audits, forensic audits at all? Is it something that might be of interest to you? I can go into it real quick, but it's not something you do. An audit is where we're able to track the money on a mortgage. Most people think that if you buy and your loan docs are with Wells Fargo, that Wells Fargo is your lender. What happens is Wells Fargo will sell it to someone else, and then it may be part of a bearer's package, it may be truncated, which means it becomes a note, it's a traded instrument. And Wells Fargo may not even be servicing your loan, it may go to Citibank. It's so convoluted that you want to, in negotiation, be able to show, look, there's no loss of revenue, you benefited from this loan, it went into it was a traded instrument, it's gone into a trust, nobody's lost money, so let's get down to the table and say, what are you really willing to look at for this property? Let's negotiate for a better, fairer price. Otherwise, will the attorneys use that as a tool, and will take the lender to court to show that there's been no lost revenue. So it's really a valuable instrument. Attorneys are just now starting to use them.
What's that cost?
Attorney charges anywhere from, I don't know, say $1,200. If you need an expert witness, we need to go into court, it's called a lumber, then we'll go into court and actually, as an expert witness, show where the money is, how it's been traded, and your $100,000 note is now $1 million. All right, where you're on the hook for the house when the house has been paid for 10 times over.
Yeah, and then also if you have more than one property, there's a price adjustment if you have, say you have 3 rentals and you want to do audits on all 3, then we do a special deal. We just had one guy that came to us that had 5 or 6 properties, so of course it's not going to be that amount per property. We do
And again, it depends on the attorney. All right.
How much is the audit?
Well, that's what I'm saying, the audit, anywhere. It could be anywhere from $850 to maybe $1,200, $1,300. And then if you need an expert witness to go to court, a bit more for that. All right. Usually it doesn't go to court.
Yeah.
It doesn't go to court. All right, you still need someone who knows how to use the audit. You're having, we do audits for people all the time. But if you really want to fight the fight, you need to have an attorney that knows how to use that as a tool. Okay? All right, any questions?
And that process, when they do the appeal and stuff, you can get the mortgage wiped out as long as you're appealing on the federal level, not the
Right.
state. That's where a lot of them make a mistake. They do it on the state, not the federal.
Yeah, and again, you need to have an attorney who's savvy at that. Okay, I don't recommend anybody fighting by themselves, because unless you know how to use it, what it means, you're a fish out of water. You really are.
Do you collect your money up front or after?
For us, yes, because the audit has to be done. We spend the time to do the audit, and then that would go to your attorney, or you take it and you can work with
We're down to
them.
3 days of getting one completely notarized, completed in 3 days, which a lot of companies out there take anywhere from 5 to 7 days. But we've got it down to about, 3 days between
Yeah,
the
it
two
takes
of
about
us.
3 days to get it done.
Yeah,
All right.
so, and a
But
lot of
again,
times,
the
you don't
bigger
have to
thing
go
for
to,
me
you don't
is-
have to go to court
is
with that.
how do
It's
you
so
use it?
strong when you go to try to do a refi or something, that you don't even need an attorney, because they see and they go, great, they've got an audit, let's just give them what they want. You know?
On some, the bigger
On some,
lenders.
yeah.
The bigger lenders know. B of A knows if you come in with something like that, when you're negotiating, they know, you know. And I think what a lot of people don't understand without getting into the whole thing, lenders are really third-party collectors. They really are. They're a collection agency. And once you get your mind wrapped around that, then you know how to go in and fight. All right, they're not the lender. They never loan money.
You might want to, Tanya, what about Avila, Larry Avila, which the wrong, they
Yeah.
evicted him, and it was, we did the audit was done, okay, through our company, and the wrong company evicted him, so he's gonna be receiving about $3.5 million.
Well,
The
there's
wrong company
penalties,
came in
yeah.
and kicked him and his boys out of the house, a $2 million house in
They did a
Oxford.
walkout.
They did a walkout on it, and they
handed
gave him
her
the keys back.
3 days later and said,
Yeah.
oh, oops.
Sorry,
You know, and
so he's
then-
got about $3.5 million coming.
Yeah, but there's all kinds of cases, there's all kinds of horror stories. You know, there's, again, it's, if you need it done, it is a great tool to be able to negotiate for a better modification, all right? Or to avoid a foreclosure. I'm not saying it'll stop the foreclosure, because you still need the attorney or someone on your side to sit there and hammer whoever it is that's trying to foreclose. All right, but it's a great tool. All right, thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, we have William, are you going to be our main speaker here for?
I am going to be
You're
your
going to be the
speaker.
guy. Okay, so
Yes.
William, I want to first give William a hand here. Community buying group,
I haven't even done anything yet.
and
That's good stuff.
I'll see if I can get your information up here. And while we're doing this, if you guys want to grab a quick glass of wine or food, please feel free.
You guys are going to need a drink for this presentation, I promise.